Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to actually do something a little bit different. And I want to take a second and thank everybody for subscribing and liking and commenting on the videos. It just literally, it's awesome. It literally means, can I say literally anymore? But it means everything, you know. It's absolutely fantastic. I got to get rid of that, Jesus. But it's fantastic. It helps so much. You guys just don't understand. It's one of those things where I can ask and nothing really happen, and then you guys do it. Just, it's hard to put into words how awesome it is, and it makes it so much more interactive and so much more enjoyable for, I hope for everybody else, when we are getting as much support as we are, as we are getting. It means the world. I keep saying literally. I don't really know. I'm all tongue-tied, but it's fantastic. Thank you guys so much. We are still on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting closer. Every single day we are getting closer and closer and closer. Thank you, everybody. But again, today we are talking about who do I think is the biggest challenge for the lightweight champion is Islam Makhachev. And something I think is very, very interesting is I think there's only a few guys that are a challenge for Islam, are those guys who could challenge him. And I'm not counting guys that have already fought him and lost, because those guys maybe could challenge him because they've already fought him. But I'm talking about guys who haven't fought him and are fighting him for the first time. These guys, I think, really could give him one area or another. There's one guy on here that I think can do some damage on the feet, but on the ground it's a little dicey. And honestly, let's start with him. Dustin Poirier. People keep talking that he may need to get a title shot. I don't know if that's true. Of course, I'd like to see him have a title shot. I'd like to see him be champion. But there is an issue when he fights elite grapplers. We've seen it time and time and time again. He has success against those guys, but in the end, he cannot stop the wrestlers. He cannot stop the jiu-jitsu guys. And I don't really think it changes with Islam. The one difference is I do think that Dustin Poirier could hurt Islam. I do think Dustin could maybe knock him down a couple times. But at some point, if he can't get him out of there, and honestly, not disregard, but if Dustin hurts Islam, he needs to go for it. Empty the gas tank and literally go for it. Put the pedal to the metal, put your foot on the gas. Do not give him a space. If he gets out of the first round and he can survive the onslaught, then he survives. But him waiting and like just kind of trying to pick his shots hasn't worked. It just hasn't. And he was so deathly like lethargic when he fought Charles Oliveira on the ground. He literally did nothing and he just waited. Did he drop him a time or so? Yes. Did he hurt him a time and again? Yeah, maybe. But in the end, he still succumbed to that ground game. He still succumbed to that back positioning from Oliveira and getting submitted. He's had moments against two jiu-jitsu guys, and Khabib Nurmagomedov and Charles Oliveira. And in the end, it's the jiu-jitsu that gets him out of there. So he's third, I think. But I do think his boxing could give Islam some problems. I think that is possible. Next one is Matthias Gamrot. Literally, I'm picking him, and I've been thinking about this one for a little while. I think Gamrot could give Islam a lot of issues simply because of his gas tank. Because there is no him getting tired. There's no him giving up because he's tired. There's no accepting position. Scrambles, Gamrot is a monster when it comes to creating scrambles. I mean, he took a guy like Arman Sayukian, and who was getting the best of him in their fight. And what happens? Towards the end, in a fifth round, insane pace, Gamrot is the one still being able to move, still being able to put the pressure on, and still scrambling. Not Arman, Gamrot. Even though it was a close fight, but still, that's still what was happening. Gamrot, striking wise, I don't know how much he could offer. It's literally where Islam is good, like the ground game and positions and stuff. Gamrot, I think, could give him a hard time because he won't accept it. He's not going to lay on his back for very long. And he's always going to be trying to create scrambles, whether it's him trying to get on top, him trying to create submission opportunities, or him just scrambling to get back onto his feet. And him implement his wrestling and his cardio and his crazy pace. So that, to me, is second. I'd like to see that because of the cardio base of Gamrot. I could see Gamrot giving Islam Makhachev some big issues with that cardio because we've seen Islam get tired. We've seen it. We've seen it when he fought Volkanovski. We've seen it in a lot of his fights where he can't dictate the pace. He tends to get tired. First, for me, the one I think could dethrone him, the most possible one, is Beneil Dariush. Simply because Beneil Dariush has good striking. He doesn't really need to be worrisome of Islam striking, really. And it's just that ground game. He's going to be able to defend submissions. He's not going to accept positions. He's going to create scrambles. Not like Gamrot. Gamrot's like a bat out of hell when it goes to like scrambles. But Beneil Dariush is just, I think, that perfect mix of being able to strike, being able to defend takedowns, but while defending takedowns, still looking for submission, still looking to transition to your back. And if a guy like Islam gets tired, Beneil Dariush is going to crank it up even more. He may not have like the greatest like Gamrot cardio base that we've seen, but what Beneil Dariush does is he's able to use that cardio and his size. He's going to be the bigger guy when it comes to fighting Islam Makhachev. And I think that's a big deal when it comes to this fight. All three of these fights. I don't think Islam's going to be bigger than any of these guys. He might be a little taller, but he's not going to be bigger. I like Beneil Dariush when it comes to him fighting Islam Makhachev. Of course, Beneil has to get past Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira, we're not really talking about him because he's already fought and lost to Makhachev. I'm not talking about Arman Sayukin because, again, he's lost to him. Whether I think he would improve and do better this time, that's very possible. But these are my rankings. 3, Dustin Poirier because of the striking in that first round. I think Dustin could give Islam some issues. 2 is Matthias Gamrot because of the cardio base and the constant scrambles when it hits the ground. And number 1 for me is Beneil Dariush. Just that perfect mix. I think he could really give Islam Makhachev some big issues. So let's see what happens. Let me know which one do you guys think could fight for the title at the end of 2023, or who do you think can really dethrone him by the end of 2023, maybe early 2024. Let me know, guys. And if you are new to the channel, I have a lot of videos. Go check them out. A lot of breakdowns. My UFC 288 breakdowns are already out, so go please check those out. Like them, comment, talk about them. And again, if you're new, subscribe to the channel. If you end up not liking it, we can talk about it. You can subscribe, you can leave, but hit that subscribe button. On the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I can't do it without you guys. So thank you very much, and as always, be safe, have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.